Hello everyone, I'm Tremayne, and this is a video that I didn't think I was going to be doing today. I didn't know any of this information. This is news to me, and it may be news to some of you about General Hospital's Ingo, aka Jax, being trash in real life. So before we get started on that, thank you everyone for joining me. Hopefully you've subscribed. If you subscribed, thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? I'm giving you all the SoFam news flashes and spoilers. And I also have another channel where I do even more reviews. You'll find that link in the description box along with my social media links. Now, we're going to talk about Ingo. I ain't going to put this ain't going to be no 20-minute video or nothing like that. But since I did do one on Nancy Lee, I'm just being fair. You know, when they act out on Twitter, you know, we're gonna talk about it. So basically, Ingo went online and said that that racism, maybe it's just the media again on a rant. America's just not a racist country, period. So he was blaming the media about perpetuating racism. He also said at Camarade, you're kidding, right? We just had a black president when we have 14% of African Americans in this country, and only half of that number vote. America is not a racist country. Stop talking about it, said Morgan Freeman to that idiot Don Lemon and CNN who keeps talking about how bad it is. You should stop about racism too. It's 2020 and it's only the media that won't shut up about it. So I had no idea that he was a Trump supporter, which is also mentioned. But when it comes to a person being a Trump supporter, I try to figure out why. Is it because you are perpetuating racism, blah, 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 blah. All the buzzwords that I can't say on YouTube without, yeah. And then, or are you doing it like some people I know, they would have voted for anybody who was Republican because they feel like when Republicans are in office, because of the tax bracket they're in, they protect their money. So that you vote for Trump because you like Trump, because you are racist and you want to perpetuate those racist point of views and laws, or are you voting for Trump solely for monetary purposes? You know, it is what it is. So I don't judge a person immediately due to Trump support because I know some people, whatever. But, you know, Didi, the TMZ of soaps, when he also talked about the coronavirus, he says no one thinks Chinese Americans are to blame for the Chinese coronavirus. If we don't have the intellectual capacity to understand, we are referring to a country and not, I guess people, it got cut off. Referring to a country and not, well, yeah, it got cut off. But I'm assuming it says people. However, even though it says if you don't have the intellectual capacity to understand, I have the intellectual capacity to understand that when you use buzzwords, there are people that run with those words, just like during 9/11, you know, Muslims were attacked because, you know, those were the buzzwords coming down the pike. It didn't matter who you were, you know, what kind of Muslim you were, where you were from, you know, it was just an attack on them. If you look at, since it's been referred to as the Chinese virus, there's stores that people avoid because the people could be Korean, you know, but because they're Asian, they're avoiding those stores. Some people are being attacked. There's a lot going on because when people get scared, they get this mob mentality and people act out irrationally. So if you are a smart person, if you are an intellectual person, you'll know how to avoid buzzwords that will cause chaos and self-destruction within communities. So, from his views on the coronavirus to him saying racism doesn't exist, um, I've been very disappointed in Ingo's point of views. I know Jax is just a character, that whether he's a good guy on TV or not, it doesn't reflect who he is as a person. Now, I'm gonna go on ahead and just like I did with Nancy, I'm on Twitter. All you have to do, you want to put in Rademacher or Rademacher, whatever his name is. You have to put in his whole name. If you put in Ingo, Ingo, in the Twitter search engine, you will get all of the people currently going off on Ingo. And so, for instance, this one person says, more like Ingo no. And then Miriam says, oh, I thought y'all knew Ingo was racist since 2016. Steph says, Ingo doesn't think America is a racist country. I guess Becky dodged a bullet with his expletive. Here's Jerron Undux Quatre. He says, here's the thing that gets me about crazy blank Ingo. He allowed to have an opinion as a wackadoo, as it might be, but what gets me is the fact that the stands will go along with his BS just because they love Jax. Stupid stands, #GH. Let me see. Your Legals of Soapiness reported, Rad and Blah Blah is showing who he is and the people around him. It's enlightening. Brittany says, Ingo saying America is in a racist country. Columbus didn't discover shit. I didn't mean to curse. I keep saying, I'm trying to say, blank, whatever. Was lost, losing his ships, and indigenous people helped save his life, and racism was brought to their land ever since day one. Imaginary GH fan, aka Christian Huffman. I'm over Jax. Ingo can go now. He is disgusting douche nozzle. Makes me regret ever liking the man or his character. Jenny says, I just know Nancy Lee Grahn and Ingo probably had words with each other at work. Goose Nooners 13 says Mo admits to him and Steve Burton making women cry. Steve Burton and Ingo are outright racist, and yet they aren't only not reprimanded, they are rewarded by the network. I'm writing a letter. I know they won't do blank, but it will make me feel better. Michelle Cooper says, oh, please, please, please let Nancy Lee Grahn respond to Ingo, please, because they know that she is an activist and this goes against, a lot of things she says. So she may be a little controversial, but she does try to, say the right thing from the liberal point of view. T'Challa's wife says, Ingo is gonna Ingo. A white guy telling minorities that racism doesn't exist is a tale older than time itself. Trump should go pick Ingo to speak at his next rally. That's a fit. #GH. Fritz Diz friend. I see that Ingo is at it again. Why hasn't he been told to stop offending everyone? It must be against #GH policy to say offensive things on social media. If it's not, it should be. This is not good publicity for the show. Dahlia says, when Ingo becomes a black man, then he can tell me all about racism. Until then, he needs to mind his own business. The audacity that just because we had one black president out of 43, racism is dead. What the heck? Black folks don't vote. He must be crazy. Watch us in 2020. So, and it just goes on. Katie says, Ingo stays trash, I see. And Jenna says, Ingo is a piece of blank. I don't even care. How can a privileged white immigrant say that this country isn't racist? that it's okay to call the coronavirus a Chinese virus. Newsflash, a-hole. Our strain came from Europe. So, and another Jenny says, good morning slash afternoon to everyone except Ingo. So, and then it goes on and on and on. It's like people are really hating him, and there's so many posts of seeing why Ingo was trending. And this is not a good look for the show. It's not a good look for the actor. Somebody here has hashtag Ingo is over party. Well, I'll read this one. L says, let us also not forget a few years ago when Ingo stood firmly in support of sexual predators and told us that all men engage in that behavior with women, all men are perverts. Ingo, Ingo, she had an emoji. And Ingo has a long history of toxic behavior and postings. And then she posts some more of his posts. So, and I'm skipping some of the posts just because they are saying the exact same thing. Oh God. Okay, this will be the last one. I'll read these last two. Jackie says, so Ingo Rademacher is pure trash. This is why Jax is always a woman's seventh choice. And last one, FFS says, hashtag GH has quite the collection of problematic actors. Let's see, there's raging racist Ingo, of course. JPS with his gross colonizer fetish. And can't forget peak white feminist Nancy Lee Grind. And Chloe, because Chloe Lanier said some problematic stuff too. Am I forgetting anyone? And you can help me out in the comment section. I can't. JPS, whose initials are those? I can't remember, but I'm sure about 10 of you will tell me in the comment section. JPS, I can't think of anybody right now, but they're saying they're all say problematic stuff. This is the side of the actors that I'm not used to seeing because I'm new to Twitter, but I'm learning. Let me know in our comment section what you think about Ingo's comments. Try to keep it classy if you can. If not, I understand. But yeah, Ingo / Jax is very problematic trash right now, and everybody and their mama is letting him know, because the more I scroll, the more posts I see, and a lot of them I can't even say half the words that they're saying because they're cursing them out. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about this, and I will catch you in the comment section.